Honestly, like, my dad wasn't there for me. Like, he wasn't around. And it hurt. It hurt real bad. Sometimes I still think to myself, like, how did you even get this far?
Hey, hey, it's Jose, here to slay. Where's for?
But for him, now tell me.
Hey you guys, I'm back for another video. In today's video, I want to make it a little different, and I have not set this background in a minute, like in front of it. Y'all guys have been coming for me, but I'm back. It's just because I don't have time to really sit in front of a camera and to make a video. So what I do is, I end up just vlogging. Growing up without a father. Now, everybody may, you know, not have the same situation, but I want to speak for the people that have gone through stuff like this, because even though, you know, you feel alone, or I feel alone, somebody out there might feel the same. So I'll just give a background story. Just disclaimer, I talk to my father now. Now, everybody's not as fortunate as that and blah, 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 but I've learned to forgive and whatever, blah, blah, but I'll give you guys that on a line of the timeline. So we'll go from there. So, you know, as a kid, growing up, like, we saw our dad, like, you know, weekends at a time. We lived with our mother, me and my brother, my older brother. We lived with our mother, but we went to our father's house here and there on weekends, you know, and we have siblings over there. So we go over there, we chill, or whatever, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And it was cool, you know, whatever, blah, blah. My dad was very, like, I don't know, he was cool. Like, we used to play the video games and stuff together. There was bad times, but there was also good times. So, you know, just like any other family, nobody's perfect. And especially, you know, raising children is not easy. So, I understand a lot of stuff. But, like, growing up without a father is what made me who I am today. And that could be a positive thing and also be a negative thing. So, you know, let's speak upon the positives of not having a father around. So, me not having my dad around growing up, I had to learn to pretty much, like, fend for myself. I had to learn that I felt like I didn't need a guy there. This is only one part of it. I felt like I didn't need to have a man to be happy, in a sense. Mind you, if I'm still young, it's not really that crazy. But then also, like, let's get to the negative stuff, because that's pretty much what it hits for. I feel like, you know, like, I always used to say, like I said to him before when I talked to him, I'm like, I feel like my femininity is so strong just because you weren't around. And it's the only reason I said that to him is just because, like, that's how people feel. Even though I didn't really feel that way, because I was who I was before he dipped, or whatever the case may be, I always felt that way anyway. So, plus I didn't really realize, like, who I was as a person, so I didn't really know. But I don't feel like, that did anything. Now that I'm older and I understand, I don't feel like that did anything. Then also, I feel like I was so angry because he was not around, and I feel like he should have been around, especially because, you know, my mom got, you know, incarcerated at some point, and, like, who was left? She did 1 year, she did her years, or whatever the case may be. She did the year before him, and he did the year after. They both went to jail, whatever the case may be. So we wanted to stay with my grandmother, whatever the case may be. But like I said, I was very angry. Squaring up was like my thing. Like, I really was always ready to fight because I was so just angry. Everything made me snap. Everything made me feel like whatever. Now, that's just the simple stuff. This is what pretty much everybody goes through. But now when I talk about this, I want you guys to understand, like, I still kind of struggle with this a little bit. Not much, but I kind of do. So, you know, without a father and dealing with men, this is like the whole different ball game. And me and some girl, I met her on the plane, and you guys see her in my last vlog or whatever. And me and her talked about, like, the guys that we choose and things like that. So me and her, soon to be doing a collab. We'll talk about it, and me and her come up. So me and her just talk, because she can talk and she has experience, and it's, like, kind of similar. And I just met her on a plane, so that's just the type of person I am. But anyway, like, I at some point was starting to feel like I need love. I need to have that male love around me because I didn't have that male figure. Period. So I used to always, like, not look up to my brother, but date people that kind of are like my brother or whatever, because he was, like, the only kind of male role model that was around. And usually people do that. That's what people usually do. Like, if one isn't there, you just kind of latch on to another, or this one or that one, or the case may be. And, you know, I started to realize I always getting dudes that remind me of my brother in some sense, in fashion. I'm like, this is not okay, or whatever the case may be. And it was a problem. It became an issue, and I had to learn how to work past it. Also, like, I feel like some stuff, like, I feel like I didn't know my self-worth. Like, I didn't know. I didn't have a man telling me, and it probably wouldn't even work this way just because of who I started off as and who I am today. I didn't have somebody to tell me, you know, don't go for this. Guys lie. Guys say this kind of stuff all the time. Like, I don't know this because I'm not being told this. I'm not being told this by my mother, and I don't have my father around to tell me this. So, like, I'm picking up any Tom, Dick, and Harry because I don't know what to look for. And I don't know how a man is supposed to treat a woman because the man that I was supposed to be looking up to was not around to show me how to be treated. And you know what I'm saying? And my mom, like, she's just like my sister's dad, and I'm just like, they were just different kinds of men, and like, just not the kind of men I would date. But we didn't grow up, like, our household wasn't perfect, and that's just what it is. Like, I'm not, you know, nothing against it. My mom was a single mom, and she did what she had to do, period. But, like, I don't know, I didn't know, like, I'm supposed to turn away from this, or these guys lie about everything, or guys lie to get this from you. I don't know that, so, like, along the way, I had to figure that out on my own. Back to being positive, I've learned my lesson on a lot of stuff. Like, I didn't have hardships, but I did go through a lot of heartbreak. I went through a lot of crying, a little, you know, and a lot of repetitive stuff. Like, I will say, like, I don't want no guy that does this, but I'll go back and do it again. And it's a cycle over and over and over. And I kept dealing with the same kinds of guys. That's why now today, I'm at this point in my life, I'm at the point where I'm like, no, you don't have this, I don't want you. You don't do this, I don't want you. You not showing this, I can't be with you. Period. And I'm not showing no signs of weakness because guys don't realize that everybody's not going to be weak-minded. I was weak-minded, and I was okay with guys doing whatever they wanted to me, saying whatever. But now I'm at the point where I can't take that no more. I'm not going to deal with it because I love myself. Then another thing about, like, my dad not being around, I felt like I did not have a chance to learn to love myself. Like, I felt like I didn't get enough love from my, you know, like, parents, because they had to split my mom, because she had to split it between 4 of us, even though she gave us enough love. And then, like, my grandmother and stuff like that. Everybody had favorites. Everybody had this and that, so on and so forth. Not my mom, but everybody else had favorites and things like that. But I feel like my dad being there is a whole different ball game. Like, I never had to have that father, you know, child relationship. Even back then, father-son, or now father-daughter, whatever the case may be. And I feel like it made me who I am. I'm very strong when it comes mentally, when it comes to stuff, because I've been through a lot of hurt. I've had a lot of disappointment. I've learned how to forgive and forget. If it was not for him being gone, I would not be that forgiving. I had to sit there and, you know, let him know that I forgive him for not being there. I forgive him for, you know, hurting me, or not showing up to my events, but showing up to my brother's events and little stuff like that. I had to, you know, express that to my, like, for myself. And once I did that, I felt free. Like, I felt like less angry. I felt like I can do whatever I want. And I love that about myself, because I feel like if I did not do that, I've not accomplished that in my life, that I would not be where I am today. And I feel like that is the honest and to God truth. Nowadays, like, my dad is around. Like, we do talk, we text here and there. Sometimes we get on the phone, but I'm so busy. Like, sometimes I just don't feel like it. And he already knows how I am, so he's not like a fan. I know he probably wishes I called him more, but he's not that offended by it. But, like, we do talk. I learned to build a relationship. At first it wasn't like a father-child relationship, or father-daughter now, because who I am today. It wasn't like that kind of relationship at first. It was more so like I had to get to know him as a person and learn how he is and things like that. And I still don't truly completely know him all the way. Like, I'm just being completely honest. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of stuff takes time, and I feel like those years that we miss are making it up. And it's hard. I'm gonna say this right now. When you don't have your father around, your father comes around, yes, that's your father, but it's so hard to fall into that you're my dad, I'm your child kind of role, because they weren't there for so long. So it's like all that missed time is kind of like, who you talking to? Like, don't tell me this and don't do this. Like, you're still in that stage where you're like, you don't have the right to say this. So that's when you have to learn how to really truly forgive. Like, now it's the point, like, I could call my dad, we could talk on the phone for hours, because that's what we do. Both of us could talk, but he's very insightful, and he does give me advice and things like that. Just like with the YouTube, he's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you not making another video? Like, what are you doing? Like, he will really be going off on me because he sees my potential. He was like, I'd rather invest in you because I see you going somewhere. I see you doing good for yourself. So I don't mind investing in you. I don't mind telling you things that you need to hear, and so on and so forth. So I love that. I love that we have that kind of relationship, and I love that he is very, like, insightful. My mother is the same. This video is not supposed to be about my mom, but I gotta throw my mom in there because my mom was the truth. But she's the same way. She's very supportive, 100%. That's why when people always say things like, oh, your dad must be not want to deal with you because you're transgender and blah, blah, blah. But that's not the case at all. My dad is very supportive of what I do. He has my back. Like, not every parent out there, not every man out there, like, hates LGBT community. Like, not all men are like that. It's just men that grow up ignorant. It's men that grow up without the knowledge of stuff, and men that grow up with different kinds of backgrounds. So if my mom was very like, I don't want nobody being gay, blah, 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 my dad was the same way, of course I'm going to turn out like that or be scared to be who I am. But I didn't have those kinds of parents, and my parents are okay with who I am as long as I am happy. And that's period. I am very fortunate when it comes to that. Period. And I know that because I know people are hiding it from their families. They're scared to come out the closet, so on and so forth. And I get that. And you guys don't come out until you guys are truly ready, or you're ready to be able to take care of yourself, because you never know what the circumstances are going to be. Or maybe you should tell them right away, and being kicked out or going through shelters and all that kind of stuff is what makes you strong and be able to say, yes, I am gay or whatever, and I'm okay with it. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, that's the point that I'm at. I feel like my parents are very, very, very supportive, and I feel like my dad has come a long way, because we went from never talking at all and not having a relationship at all to starting to build a relationship. And he gets me. He understands that I don't have to be bothered all the time, but that doesn't mean my love for him, you know, fickles away or anything like that. It still works the way that it's been working. So I feel like that came a positive out of it. If I didn't go through the hardships I did when I having a father, I wouldn't be as strong as I am to be able to forgive and forget, and to let people be, and to learn to love people for who they are. Like, and there's times where, like, I've seen signs of my dad where I'm just like, I would not, like, I can't deal with stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, your parents are who your parents are, and you learn to accept them. Now, it's things about him that I don't like, but I'm sure there's gonna be stuff about him. If he's seen all of me, my attitude and all that kind of stuff, he will be like, I don't like that either. Because my mom even does it. She's like, I don't like your attitude, I don't like your mouth. He just has not got to see that because he's not there every single day. Like, he lives far from here. So it's not like I get to, like, see him every day or give him my attitude or have a bad day and he gets to see it. He only sees me when he comes up and visits and so on and so forth. So he gets me on good notes. But, like, it's gonna be things that he don't like about me. But I just feel like I would not be able to be, like I said, where I am today if I did not push forward and learn to forgive and forget. And now I feel like I'm way stronger, and my ability to do so made me a better person. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. Nobody wants to grow up without a father. Nobody wants to grow up without a mother. Nobody wants to grow up without parents, period. But, like, in circumstances like this, you learn to forgive and forget. If a person leaves you, do not let them hold you back. I honestly say that, and I mean that, because when I told him that I forgive him, I didn't plan on ever talking to him again. It was him that pushed forward and was like, we need to build a relationship, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. Because if he didn't do that, I would have left him right then and there and just let him know that I forgive him, because I did forgive him. I did let go of what was going on. I was okay with everything that happened. I am in a better place. And I want you guys to understand that you can do it on your own. You don't have to rely on somebody actually coming around or whatever. I wrote him a letter. I let him know how I feel, and that was it. Sometimes I wasn't even going to send it at first, but I felt better writing it. I cried and everything while I was writing the letter. You can do the same thing, and you can get past that same thing. If you have a parent that is not around, or you have somebody that is not there for you, that does not mean that you are not loved. That don't mean that you're not going to be a good person. That mean that you're missing out on something, because them not being around may be for the better. And a lot of times that's the case. Them not being around may be the greatest thing that has ever happened to you. You just don't realize it because you're feeling that void. But don't for too long. And honestly, go through your emotions, cry, be upset about it, but vent. Let it out. Tell people about it. Because you hold stuff in, you'll bottle in, you'll go crazy. I had to learn that the hard way. And now that I know, I feel like I want to share that with other people, because I feel like everybody needs to know that it's not impossible to get over a parent that is not around. It's not impossible. It is definitely possible. You just have to learn to forgive. You're not going to forget anything, because I remember all the stuff that I've gone through with my father, or whatever the case may be, but, like, I've learned to forgive him to the point where it doesn't bother me. I can laugh at some of the stuff that's going on in my childhood. You understand? So make sure you take heed to what I'm saying. Make sure you guys really feel where I'm coming from, because this is truly, honestly, and genuinely coming from the heart. Because people don't, like I said, don't talk about stuff like this. But this is real life. This is what's really going on in the world in 2000, especially up in 2018. People are having children, and they only want to do some stuff, because once they're not with the parent, the co-parent, they like, oh, I'm out. Screw the kids and screw everything. I'm going to build my life somewhere else. Because my mom was never the type to keep us from him, ever. She always asked if we wanted to go over there. Always. My brother may have said no, and I was always saying yes, because I want to be around my siblings too. Like, I have 2 siblings that were over there, and I wanted to be around them, and I was so okay with that. So anyway, I say that to say, you guys, make sure y'all stay headstrong. Make sure you guys, you know, watch this and think about it. And just know that y'all not the only ones. If you want to comment down below your stories of how, you know, it was with your parents or whoever else that left your life and that left a void in your life, If you want to leave your story down below, that's fine. If you want to email me, my email is down below. You can always comment and let me know what's going on, and you can email me and I will definitely email you guys back. You guys can DM me, so on and so forth, and you can just let me know what's going on so we can talk about it and we can event. But I hope this video is helping somebody. The videos at the top, make sure you guys click on those, or the past videos that you have missed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button because you'll not be disappointed, okay? Turn your notification bell on, and it's down here so to get everything I post, because my posts are on point. I just want to say that I love you guys. Be true to you. Peace.